we put up another Instagram poll for y'all to vote on and pick our rookie deep dive candidate for this week. And so we had 4 candidates. Now, total, it's a name panicking here because it's a very French name, of course. And you all know how we do with French names. We're pretty awesome at it. Hate to brag. Our first candidate was Matthew Poitras. I think I did it.
I would have said like Poitras if I saw it.
Well, you have to blame Sportsnet because I watch lots of YouTube videos. I think it's Poitras.
Okay.
Of the Boston Bruins. Then Brock Faber, which is much easier to say.
Yes.
Yaroslav Askarov. Actually, like pronunciation-wise, Russian names are very similar to the U.S., so we never really struggle there. And then Bobby Brink, like a kitchen sink, is very easy to say too. And of course, it's the French name of Matthew Poitras. I'm sure I said it wrong. I even phonetically spelled it in our notes. I feel like I practiced it a lot earlier, and I felt like I had it better. So yeah, we'll hear all about it. Had you heard of Mr. Poitras?
Nope.
Before Troy?
Nope. I'm ready to learn.
Yeah. Well, what's made him deep dive worthy is up to a pretty good start. 4 goals, 3 assists for 7 points in 14 games played, which is currently good enough for 10th place in the rookie points race and tied for 4th amongst rookie in goals. He's a 19-year-old center from Ajax, Canada. Can say Ajax. 5'11", 172 pounds, so not a real big dude.
Nope.
A little bit on the smaller side. He was a second-round pick, 54th overall by your Boston Bruins in the 2022 NHL entry draft. And he was drafted after basically one season with the Guelph Storm in the OHL, where he had 21 goals, 29 assists for 50 points in 68 games played. After the draft, he returned to Guelph for the 2023 season, where he put up 16 goals, added 79 assists for 95 points in 63 games played. So he plays one season in the CHL, gets drafted, goes back to the O for a second season. And then last May, Boston signed him to a 3-year entry-level contract and invited him to training camp. I think the idea was, well, like they often do with young guys, you come to camp, get some kind of that experience, get used to the NHL environment, and then most likely go back to the O for another season. But he played so well in camp that they decided to keep him around for the opening day roster, for which the Bruins get that 9-game, I think it is, sort of decision-making period. And he got off to a really fast start there too, to the point where on October 31st, the Bruins announced that he'd be staying with the team for the remainder of the season, as opposed to returning to Guelph.
I feel like you're in pain, like your stomach hurts. Wolf.
Like you get punched in the stomach. That's amazing. So he's not going back as originally planned. So I found a kind of interesting quote on Mr. Poitras from his scouting report from the Hockey Writers website. We've used them before, of course, for our greatest player to wear each number and almost greatest player to wear each number segment. So here's a quote from Jacob Barker from Dobber Prospects. Now, as Dobber Prospects, I see them a lot. Do they have respect, or are they
I
just
would
like...
assume so. I've seen, if they're in the Hockey Writers, they better have some respect. I've seen them quoted a lot, though.
Okay, here's the quote. Although the numbers won't wow you, which is not great.
It's a great way to start.
Poitras is a prospect that you do not want to miss. He's incredibly hardworking with a well-rounded skill set that he utilizes effectively in all 3 zones on the ice. Defensively, his work ethic matched with his high-level knowledge of the game allow him to anticipate opponents' decisions and force turnovers. It is somewhat challenging to project if Poitras was going to end up being a star at the next level, but his complete set of tools and work ethic make it easy to see him as a surefire NHLer with lots of two-way upside. I saw a comparison like Claude Giroux.
Okay.
Now, when we talk about prospects, we have in the past, we always want to see that strong pedigree. But because Poitras' trajectory to the NHL was so quick, Troy, he doesn't have that like crazy amount of juniors experience or AHL experience. He doesn't, and he's got 37 goals and 131 games played in the O, which is like 0.28 goals per game. So a little bit suspect there in that regard, even though he's averaged more than a point per game in the OHL. So yeah, there's just not a lot to. It's a little bit like a Slavkovsky situation where there's not a ton to go on. Now the difference here is Poitras is not the number one overall pick, so maybe give him a little more rope as from that perspective. He's also, I think, undoubtedly benefited from some opportunity in the lineup with the Bruins after losing a couple key forwards this past offseason, like Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci. Most recently, Patois has been centering the Bruins' third line, Troy, and has seen some time on their second power play unit. So, yeah, I guess in my mind, this is a story that we're going to need to maybe see play out a little bit more to determine if it's just kind of a fun, nice little story to the kid who's off to a hot start to start the year, or if he can have some lasting impact in the NHL, and if that will, of course, translate to the hobby. There's no NHL cards as of yet for Matthew Poitras. He does have his CHL cards though for both 2021 and 2022. So this is his 2021 Upper Deck CHL Star Rookie Blue Parallel. Most recently sold for $32 if you're watching on YouTube. It was selling for about $8 on October 1st. So a lot of steam. You're on mute.
Sorry. Blows my mind. $32 for a raw CHL card of Matthew Poitras.
Yeah. But I don't know. His name's kind of all over the place, and he is, does have 4 goals early on. I'm kind of guessing he'll be an extended series release only because he kind of literally has come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he was. Now, Upper Deck does find a way to get guys you've never heard of into rookie checklists and Young Guns checklists. So maybe he'll be in series 2, but I'm going to put my money on extended series if I'm a betting man. So there's Troy. Rookie deep dive.
Awesome.
Matthew Poitras.